Hi and welcome to my first review with my new camera. Now this review is, I got the train today, but by the time I put this up and my Talyllyn video, my Welsh Highland video, it'll be quite a while off, so yeah. Anyway, here is the model in question. It is the 45XX. Or the 4575 I think it is, 4500 or whatever you want to call it. Now I got this model off eBay for £38, so it was a real good bargain, plus it's almost brand new. So it didn't come in the box, so I can't show you the box. It didn't come with any extra detail. I can't speak today. But he has added some, so like the brake rodding underneath, and the other one must have snapped off, but you have got the piping that goes underneath the cylinders, and already you can tell that this camera is better. I mean, it was a bit dusty, and the buffers have some like dried dust on it, but other than that, I mean, it is a really nice engine, well, model, and it's a nice engine too, but we'll get on to that later. So anyway, let me just get up my information on the engine. Well, the number is 5550, which is on the front and the back, well, and bunker. Now I've got different things. So on Wikipedia it says that it was built by Churchwood, I think it is. I can't remember. But on what I've got up it says it was built by Collett. So not sure on that one. It was built in 1928 at Swindon Works. In 1948 its shed was 86A Newport Junction, or Newport, and then it's EBBW Junction or something, and then the one that I've got, which is the later version, the late Crest, is, let's see if I can just, oh yeah, and I can zoom in on this one. No, it doesn't seem to be picking it up. Don't know if you can see it there, but it says 87H, which is Nayland, apparently, and it was scrapped in 1962. So we'll just zoom in again. It's a bit of a slow zoom, but anyway. The originals were built in 1902, I believe, but don't hold me against that. Now there were two different types of 45XX. There was these ones with the slope down boiler that you can see there, which we're all kind of used to with the 45XX, the sloped one, which could hold 1,300 gallons, and then there were other ones that had a flat tank, so it was completely flat, and that only held 1,000 gallons. So yeah, so let's get on to the actual model. Now the model, can't speak today, I'm very sorry. The model is beautiful. I can zoom in, this is amazing. The delivery is just amazing. So I've just zoomed in on this bit here, so you can see that the British Railway crest is really sharp, and you can see little smudges from my finger. Really sharp. The motion, the linkage, all looks great. It obviously has pickups on the back wheels and the front wheels, so I believe these are called ponies. Like I said, the brake rodding's been added in. I haven't, the other guy who had this previously has. NEM coupling, so I could take this out if I wanted to. Front and back you have sprung buffers. you have vacuum pipes. I think he's added these separately because I've seen these on eBay where it hooks under and then you glue it in the little hole that you always get next to the loop or the hook on the other side. So you can see, like, I'm guessing this would be the reverser because you turn it around and then it'd go the other way. Sprung buffers on the front as well, and you also have the vacuum pipe that kind of goes back into the buffer beam, which is the same on the 45XX. This one's by Hornby. As you can see, I'm trying to build up late Crest engines because my railway is going to be based from 1956 to 1965. But you can see the sharpness between the crests between Hornby's and Bachmann's. And also quite a different livery application, but I don't know whether that was intended for the 14XXs to have a slightly lighter colour. But I believe they call this the small Prairie. Just zoom out. And it's not really that small if you compare it to, bring back this again, the 14XX. It is quite large. Anyway. You have all these separately fitted items such as the handrail and the little bits on top of the water tank, so this would be the water tank lid. You even have the gold safety valve dome thing, which this would have been brass or copper. I think it was copper they used for that and then brass for this, I think. You have the whistles at the back there. The cab is detailed, which you can just about see there. I love this new camera. I can just about see all the detail in there. Also, you've got all the lamp hooks just here on the coal bunker. So the little lip there you'd have for the lamp, and then 3 more at the bottom. There's also another 4 on the front, so there's 1 just above the smoke box door, and then 3 on the running board. It's just one of those models that they have so much detail on, but you just can't explain it all because it is more visual than being able to explain it. So let's just zoom out a bit. So let's see it running. One of the things I've got to mention about the locomotive is that it is a 262. But you could probably already see that, and also you can probably see as well, oops, you can probably also see that the ballasting is almost completed. It's not, this inner line is going to be a branch line that's closing down, and the outer line is the main line, so both of the tracks aren't going to be clean in terms of ballasting like most people try and clean it. But as you can see here that the I haven't done the points, but most people make it so that the sleepers are clean, but you can see on mine that the sleepers aren't exactly clean. So this hasn't been running properly yet, but when it arrived it did seem to already be tested or already running, so let's just put it in reverse. That's at about 23, I'd say. And it's quite a slow runner, so let's just put it in. That's at 20. So it does move, just my track's a bit dirty at the minute. There's still bits of glue remain on the tracks. So if it does stutter a bit or something, that's just because of the glue, it's not because it's a bad train or anything. Just zoom in at the station and you will see it hopefully go by. Oh, it's all blurry. Oh, there we go. Just past the C class there. This truly is a great model. If you do find it for such a low price like I did, I did question why I thought he'd either be running really badly, because the picture, it showed that he was in great condition. But if you see the same, don't always assume that it's a bad runner or something, because sometimes you do pick up engines for quite cheap, and they are good locomotives, like this one. So if you do find it for a reasonable price, even £45, it's a 45XX, even for £45 it is a very good locomotive to have. So if I just push these back to about here, I will keep the camera rolling at this. Can I zoom back anymore? No, I'll just have to move this back a bit. I will do a bit of shunting. Hang on. You're going to get quite a few engines moving, so I'll just couple it up myself. This should be working, but it doesn't seem to. Hang on. Well, what happened was, guys, is because I've got a double controller, when both these tracks are open, the engine, if there's an engine here, it will cut it out because it doesn't know which power source to take, so it just doesn't take any of them. And pretty much the Prairie was here, so the back wheels were here and the front wheels were kind of like here. So I didn't know where to take it from. If you just push it back, then all the engines will go. If you put the engine on the point about here, then just the front engine will go. So it's a bit complex, but anyway. For those of you who don't know, I do only own 4 Pullman coaches. These are the only bogie coaches I have. But I mean, the Great Western Railway did have, well, obviously it's called chocolate and cream, I believe. So I have Pullman coaches, or if you want it to be like that little chocolate thing, you could always have it as chocolate and mustard, which makes it sound horrible for a first class train. So yeah. You can see Silurian just sitting there on the inner track. Well, it would seem I have a new favourite tank engine. I mean, I've always liked the 45XX, but now I've got the model, I can see what a beautiful locomotive it is, and also what a beautiful model this is. I mean, nothing will ever quite beat Silurian as being my favourite engine, but this definitely comes in a very close second. So what I have to say is, if you do see one of these models, I would definitely recommend picking it up. If it's for a cheap price, even if it's for quite a high price, I'd still recommend getting it. I mean, it is probably one of the most beautiful tank engines I've ever seen, apart from the London Midland Pannier, which I wouldn't mind having myself. But this, I would, if I hadn't have picked this up, I think I would be kicking myself, to be honest. So yeah, bye.